The old hostel in Prague felt like a time capsule. I'd found it on a backpacking forum, where the reviews were a mixed bag of authentic and charming and creepy and probably haunted. For my budget, it was a risk I was willing to take. The building, with its Gothic arches and crumbling brickwork, was called Uzerkadla, at the Mirror. The owner, a gaunt, perpetually stressed man named Miroslav, had a look that said he'd seen things. He showed me to my dorm on the 3rd floor. "The bed by the window is yours," he said, gesturing with a trembling hand. "And please, no noise after midnight." The older guests, they don't like it. My roommates were a boisterous group of Australian girls who were out celebrating. Their beds, however, were pristine. They haven't been here long, I thought. I unpacked my things, feeling a strange chill in the air, even though it was a warm July night. My gaze was drawn to a large, ornate mirror on the wall opposite my bed. It was a heavy, silver-framed piece tarnished with age, and its reflection seemed to have a depth that was unnatural. That night, sleep was elusive. I kept waking to the sound of footsteps in the hallway, though a check through the peephole showed no one was there. At one point, I felt a heavy pressure on my chest, a classic case of sleep paralysis. I saw a shadowy figure looming over me, its face obscured by long, dark hair. It felt like an ancient, hungry presence. When the paralysis lifted, the figure was gone. My roommates remained undisturbed. The next day, I mentioned the mirror to Miroslav. He turned pale. "That room, we don't usually assign it to guests," he admitted, his voice barely a whisper. He told me a story, an urban legend whispered among the locals. The building had once been a Victorian mansion. Decades ago, a young woman had died in the room where my bed now sat. Her grieving family placed the mirror there, hoping her spirit would remain trapped within its frame. Miroslav believed the spirits in the hostel were a permanent unfortunate fixture. The Aussie girls returned late that night, loud and drunk, and for a while their revelry filled the room. But when they finally passed out, the silence returned, heavier and more menacing than before. I was awoken by a chilling, rhythmic sound coming from the bed directly below the mirror. Tap, tap, tap. It was like a fingernail gently tapping against a glass surface. I sat up, heart pounding. My phone glowed on my bed and a notification flashed across the screen. "You're not alone," the message read, from an unknown number. My stomach dropped. The tapping sound continued, now louder. Tap, 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 tap. It wasn't coming from the mirror. It was coming from the wall behind it. I crept out of bed and approached the mirror, holding my breath. The old silver frame was cold to the touch. With trembling fingers, I ran them over the ornate border, feeling a small, loose portion. I carefully pried it away, and a small, faded photograph slid out. It was a picture of a young woman, the ghost story from Miroslav. I turned it over, and scrawled on the back was